It's a marvelous day here at Mike's Motorworks and on Project Fastfish because today we finally get started with the bodywork on Project Fastfish, giving that 390 motor that we built a while ago a home and a place to ride. It all happens now here on Mike's Motorworks and on Project Fastfish. Now, about a year back, I went ahead and purchased some basic body panels to get me started on the project from AMD. And there are several reasons why I chose AMD Autometal Direct for this project. One was location, all right? If I need anything, it'll be a speedier delivery if they have it in stock and it's not sitting in the water, if you know what I mean, and what have you. While there are other great automotive restoration panels that are available in companies that make them, such as Classic Industries and Year One, I went ahead and chose AMD based off of location and their positive and solid reputation. With that in mind, let's check out what that order looked like when it first arrived about a year back. I am at Little John's Car Quest in Live Oak, Florida, and it is time for me to finally pick up the floor pans for Project Fastfish. At this point, we have everything home safely, and I'm getting ready to take the contents of the delivery, what's on the pallet, and put it into our temporary storage container where the parts will remain boxed until I'm ready to install them. Now, I've been really impressed with AMD's service, with their sales process, and with their delivery process thus far. And let me show you an example of this, right? All right, so right behind me, I have this little warning sticker, right? And I'm gonna turn around so I can read it and what have you. But on the warning sticker, it says, all right, inspect the merchandise for before the delivery driver leaves. That's an obvious one, right? All right, please do the following. If the box or pallet has visible damage, please check the enclosed product carefully. If after inspecting the contents it has been determined that the product or products are damaged, refuse the shipment and contact AMD for further instructions. Only sign if the shipment has been determined, or only sign if it has been determined that the parts arrived in satisfactory condition. You read these directions on their website, but sure enough, here it is again. All right, if hidden damage is found, and after the driver's left, please contact our customer service department at blah, blah, blah within 24 hours or by the next delivery day. AMD is not responsible for replacing products after this period. Fair enough, all right? And to be honest, this was delivered Tuesday, okay? And I'm just now picking it up. I haven't even had a chance to unbox this. And when my brother said, hey, the container arrived or the shipment arrived without damage, I'm going to trust that, all right? And it looks like we are good to go, so I'm going to unravel everything and put it away for storage and make any final notes before we start dissecting Project Fastfish and taking our first few floorboards out. Here's how things are packed inside that container. Obviously, there was a little bit of black plastic to kind of keep things secure and tidied up. And then once you took that black plastic off, there was nothing more than a cardboard box here, which is really cool because it keeps the components safe during transit, right? What I really like is how they stapled the box to the pallet itself, because that was one of my biggest concerns as I was carrying it here on this trailer. I was like, man, if this thing's going to act like a big old sail, even if I tie down the pallet, it's going to go, it's going to catch like a sail, it's going to leave it, and I'm going to destroy the product. And sure enough, that didn't happen. Why? Because they stapled it on there, right? And I was considering putting the pallet or the tie down over top, but that wouldn't have worked because you have this whole body pan here and it would have cut my tie down straps. So again, kudos to AMD for thinking about almost everything about packaging and what have you. This is evidence of good quality work, and I look forward to getting these parts on Project Fast Fish. Now, fast forward, and we went ahead and put those panels inside of storage, awaiting for, well, today before we could start actually working on the project. And as I said before in another segment, I made a lot of mistakes back in the day when I first put some body panels in the vehicle. And I have since learned from the mistakes. So what we're going to do today is show you where things are at, and then we're going to start making our cuts to go ahead and start removing the basic floor pan. Now, a couple of quick notes here. Let me go ahead and get the camera off the stand, and I'll show you these couple quick notes. For those that have been paying attention and followed my other episodes, you know that we made a basic frame jig to keep this thing from twisting when we pull off a lot of the body panels. And believe you me, we've got a lot of body panels to pull off that. And last time I made some work on it, we had talked about I was going to paint it tractor yellow and safety yellow, so there you go. And that has been mounted on key points because we're going to be pulling a lot of the structure off this vehicle. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start with the floor pans. And the reason, and that's John banging, he's got some work to do over there. He's working on some knives and such. So now that the body is on the jig, we can go ahead and start with our basic, well, surgery, for lack of better terms here. And what we're going to do is we're going to replace the floor pans here. Now, I'm going to say replace these, but I did a really poor job. And I was learning, okay? So I had bought some patch panels from year one back a while ago and got those installed. And I'll be playing those photos here in a few moments. And I yanked out those sections that had gone bad. Well, when I did it, we cut and cut and cut. We weren't doing it right. It was my brother and I. We were just learning. And so, of course, like I said earlier, I am now a little bit more familiar with the process that's got to happen. So some of the mistakes we made. One, we did not properly seat our pan against the main rail here where the torsion bar goes, the torsion bar cross member, right? So we did some poor welding there. And we were using a spot welder, which is fine. You could do, not spot welder, excuse me. We were using a flux core welder, which is fine for those types of welds, but, you know, we made some mistakes. Well, we cut way too much off and didn't measure properly, so we smeared some Bondo on there. Not supposed to use Bondo on floor pans, okay? So yeah, I get it. And then we tried to patch some panels back up here because I was in the learning process, right? Would it work? It would work, but it's not correct, all right? And it's not the best for the car, especially with safety and with the amount of horsepower that we're going to be running. So with that in mind, we are going to replace the full pan here. We're going to replace the floorboards in the rear. And of course, we're going to replace that pan right here, the under seat pan as well. That's going to take a lot of work. And of course, we also have some other pans that need to be replaced. Now, when we last had this thing apart, there were a lot of good things about this, right? All this work on the side here was fantastic. In fact, this did receive a little bit of work, a little bit of patch right here, and it turned out really, really nice. So that's fine here. And believe it or not, for this vehicle, the rockers are in great shape. There's a minor dent I got to take care of there. All right, and they're in great shape. Now I got to check out the back here, but I'm hoping I don't have to do a full replacement for this. So I'm gonna have to eventually open this up and take a look in there, see what's going on there. But of course, I gotta make sure the doors are right because I don't want to move this and all that good stuff. And we'll talk about that when I get to that point. So again, the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and replace the floors, because if we don't replace the floors, we're setting up with a bad foundation. And I don't want to get into this area up here without tackling this area first, all right? Now, some other areas of note that are gonna have to definitely be worked on. Oh my goodness, that is ugly, all right? Yeah, so they make these now. A while ago they did, but they make these now through AMD. Another reason why I'm choosing to go with AMD here, right? So yeah, the C-pillars, those are gone, all right? So is the rear cross ring for the roof support, all right? And so is the middle supports here. In fact, if you look up into here, there's a lot of ugliness. So I'm just gonna flat out replace those, all right, along with the roof skins and what have you. So before I get to that, I want to set the foundation here. And that's what these series of episodes is all about, is replacing these floors. So let's get started.